back to another stream. We're doing a bit more for the Derek and Noreen show today. I have done a bit more since not streaming last night, but I haven't done too much. But I'm going to explain a little bit more about how the Derek and Noreen show is going to work. Now, this is in terms of filming wise, because you guys might be wondering like why this is a very basic house. And you also might be wondering why there's no upstairs and why there's a pair of stairs coming off the side. So if you guys do watch comedies like Mrs. Brown, you will know that it's actually a fictional stage set. So what it actually is it's actually just a load of rooms, which are just purposely made, built rooms just for the purpose of the show. So, for example, the Derek and Noreen show isn't going to be like Park Drive. So you don't have people walking out on the streets. Hi, I missed last night's stream. You don't have people walking up and down to the shop. That's not how the Derek and Noreen show works. The way it works is you film inside. So the whole sort of main sort of series of the show is going to be filmed in this very house with the fireplace and the TV. Now, there is going to be a purpose-built pub set which is just going to be another square very similar to this, and it's going to just consist of a bar and tables and chairs. And pretty much this is going to be the main source of the house, and it's going to be a comedy that is going to be based around this house. What you see right now is obviously clearly what you see right now. This is the house, and pretty much when you look out the window, the reason why there's a house across the road, if you guys can see, that is just clearly purposely to make it look like it is in Park Drive, when it actually isn't. So when, say you're doing a scene here, look, and Noreen sat on the sofa, and then say she sat on the sofa and say I'm filming about here, you just get the look there that there is a house across the road. You can see the house through the window. And that is exactly the same when you answer the door. So Noreen's going to be stood about here, and then I'm going to be stood about here, so I can see Noreen and I can see who is stood at the door, or same if Derek's answering the door. So that's pretty much the way it goes. Now, I do need to construct a little something, I guess you could call it, over there, which is just the start of the next house. Don't worry about that. That is going to come in its own time. But pretty much, when you go upstairs, there is no upstairs to Derek and Noreen's house. Now, technically, there would be, but when they go off stage, so when they actually go off the set, they literally just come here and they literally go ahead and then can just leave the set. So say if Derek's going upstairs, that means he's leaving the scene. So when he goes upstairs, he's out of the scene, he can stop talking, he can go and get a drink or do whatever he needs to do in real. Then if he's coming downstairs, he's coming onto a scene. So he might come onto a scene, if you know what I mean. And that's pretty much the way that this whole thing is going to work. This is how the whole Derek and Noreen show is practically, is actually going to go ahead and work. That's going to be like the whole, pretty sure you get what I mean, and stuff like that, which is good. That's what Martin's house when PD started. Yeah, that's pretty much what this is. This is a fictional built show, which is based kind of now, but based years ago as well, if you know what I mean. So what I mean by that is Derek actually is married to Noreen, but Shirley's still alive, Steve Woods is still alive, and they still live. Noreen lives in the old house before it got burnt down and turned to a cafe. So the only thing that's modern is there's going to be some of the modern characters in it, such as I think CJ is going to play his police officer just a few times in this, and pretty much it's just gonna be like a fun-filled comedy. And pretty much what else is going to go down is it's then just going to consist of all the old characters. So you're going to have Shirley, who's still going to be Noreen's best friend, who's going to like come round to Noreen's for like a cup of tea in the morning. They'll have a catch up, tell a few jokes, then, you know, obviously Shirley will go home. But his garage door is red now. It used to be green. Yep, that's why I've made it green, because it used to be green. Back when Noreen lived here, before it was a cafe, it used to be green. We're also going to consist of Lisa. I want to add Lisa into the show because she was very good. So pretty much I'm getting back all the old Part Drive cast to make this little show. Now, there is going to be some people what possibly aren't going to be in the show. Now, I'm not sure about Martin. I think Martin's busy, but he might be able to just attend, you know, like maybe the odd episode. Like, the show's going to be mainly focused around, you know, Derek and Noreen and Shirley and Steve Woods, and I'm going to voice a new Shirley, by the way, which I need to start working on a Shirley's voice, but I'm going to voice the old Shirley. We're going to use the same skin that Shirley had when Shirley was in Part Drive, but I'm going to voice a Shirley, and pretty much. What about Sarah? Sarah, yes, I wouldn't mind putting Sarah into the show either. I think Sarah, but when I put Sarah into the show, she's going to be still married to Martin. So before they actually split up, so it'll be like the old days: Martin, Billy, and Lisa. As that whole family, as what it used to be, same as like Derek and Noreen and stuff like that. Sean, I'm not exactly sure about whether I'm going to put Sean into it yet. Now, I know you're probably thinking that that's a bit harsh, like how could you, you know, like how could you actually, you know, like how could you miss Sean out, like, you know, Sean's such a good character. But the thing is I can't exactly find a role for Sean unless we just have Sean like coming into Derek's house before starting his building job. Other than that, I can't really find a way. I can't really find a way to go ahead and bring him into it, but I'd like to bring him into it before she slept with that yellow person. Exactly. Well, the yellow person was Paul, who Sarah slept with, and it was meant to be years ago. It was meant to be before Part Drive started, and we thought that the yellow was a skin condition, because the yellow skin condition in Part Drive, like what Noreen has, is like an illness. It's something that some people are apparently born with, but if someone's born with the illness and they have a kid, that kid is more likely to be that colour, if you know what I mean. So say, like, for example, like Paul, say for example, like Derek was born with the skin condition. So Derek was born with the skin condition that so many people are now born with. It was more likely that when he had kids, that they were going to be yellow. So obviously he had kids who were going to be yellow, and then when obviously Paul slept with Sarah, it was obvious that if she had a kid, it was more than likely going to turn out yellow. And pretty much what happened, Paul is the father of Billy and Lisa. So what happened is it can be an illness, like you can just be born with it, like it can be a rare thing that you're born with, and and stuff like that. But at the same time, it was still, they thought it was just an illness. Like they thought they'd got the illness and not actually, that someone else was the dad. Because obviously Noreen, who's Martin's mum, isn't a biological mum. It's, she adopted Martin. So, like, it couldn't have happened through Noreen. So they just believed that it was going to be, that it was just one of them illnesses. And that's what the doctors believed it was. And Sarah, but then Sarah kind of realised after that it could have been Paul's, but her and Martin were getting on again so well that she decided not to tell Martin that it could be a different dad. And pretty much what happened is Martin was, loving and caring for these kids and, being such a good dad that and Martin had bonded with these kids so well that Sarah thought it would have, broke his heart and hurt him too much to tell him otherwise. So pretty much what went down in Chinatown is that she decided to keep it a secret. And that's where it all came along. But we're going to just, go back in time a little bit. We're just going to make out like Sarah and Martin have Billy and Lisa. They're both happy. And, we're going to make some Park Drive jokes out of it, like Lisa saying this is a good book and stuff like that. We're going to bring back the old days of Park Drive, but it kind of in like a comedy way. But then we're going to also add some of the new characters, and we're going to make our own little comedy show out of it. Now, I'm no funny expert, don't get me wrong. I'm no funny expert, but I think this could go quite funny. Is that still the SBSC arena? Not anymore. Ant decided to change it because the owner of SBSC hasn't really done anything with SBSC at the moment, if you get what I mean. Hasn't done anything with SBSC for ages. And Ant built the arena, so he obviously had the right to change it if he wanted to change it. So it's now the Noble FM arena, which I don't get why it wasn't like... I like the Noble FM arena, but it could have been something like the Network Radio arena, if you get what I mean. Yeah, that is, you are correct, but I don't know if he wants to do anything with SBSC anymore because he's not really online as much as he used to be. And, my world's got to move on. My world's got to keep going and keep growing and changing. And, I'll keep his dealerships and that, don't get me wrong, but I want to use this arena. Do you know what I mean? I want to, keep using it and start doing more things in it for video ideas, such as the Derek and Noreen Show Season 1. And pretty much, that's as well as it's gonna go, if you know what I mean. So, I'm kind of thinking, we're gonna do stuff like that. But once we've made this, I'm gonna make a copied save of this map, starting a new series. It's called the Great City of Boris. It's inspired by you. Ah, nice. So yeah, when I've gone ahead and made this, and this is all ready for the Derek and Noreen show, I'm gonna make a copied save. So when we want to make a season 2, we can go ahead and use this arena again. But at the same time, we don't have, because obviously, once season 1 of this finishes, we might want to do something else inside of here. We might want to do something brand new. So what my initial idea is to actually go ahead and make an actual, copied save. So then if we want to do something else, we can rip this out. But then when we want to do season 2, we don't have to rebuild the house again. And, then we don't get something wrong, put the sofa in a different place, if you get what I mean. Because this is the house, this is how it's going to be, this is what it's going to be, and then if we want to make any initial changes, we can just change it on the new map, on this copied save once I copy it, obviously, and then I will just change the name of the world to the Derek and Noreen Show, and then it will just be primarily based around the Derek and Noreen Show, which I think will be quite good. So when can you expect this show to start? That's, obviously going to be in the question. I'm not really sure as of just yet. We're cracking on with the set, but rather than just starting it, I want to kind of hype it a little bit more than kind of just starting it. Park Drive. When we started Park Drive, it was kind of let's make a roleplay series and call it Park Drive, and we did it. We didn't really plan it. We didn't really trailer it. I'd like to make some trailers, some cool, sort of hint videos, like I did with Noreen, where she sat on the seats in here, and do you know what I mean? If he doesn't come online, don't you have to destroy the company? No, because the company is his. He still he builds them on other worlds as well. So I can't do you know what I mean? It looks like a big life simulator. I like it. Yeah, you can't, you know what I mean? It's his, I won't destroy it, But you see, the thing is Ant kind of works for SPSC as well. And he built this arena for the SPSC. So Ant had the right to change it because Ant was the one who made this. And, you know, like, I just said to Ant, like, look, you know, do you think we should change this? Because there's no, like, do you know what I mean? Like, Jamie hasn't been on for a while, and, you know, to be honest with you, like, I want to start using this arena for a lot more things that I'm gonna be potentially doing in the future. I've definitely got some other plans in here for some new stuff that I'm gonna go ahead and do, and we should be well away really. So you can proudly on next Monday. So, but in terms of the Derek and Noreen show, I want to hype it, and I want to make trailers a bit more first. I don't want to, do you know what I mean? I don't want to go ahead and just start this thing. Hence why I've been doing a few streams, getting your guys' ideas about this, what you guys think about the show, anything you want us to do in the show. I'm here for you guys to, you know, get your opinions as well, you know, and I want to make this show, like, quite hyped up and good. Like, I don't want you guys to know exactly what's going to happen, but I want you guys to know that this new show is starting and you can get excited for it, rather than just seeing, like, the first episode and thinking, what the stuff's this, you know, kind of like do you know what I mean, kind of like the killer that got away. Which is, you know, there'll be another episode of that soon as well. I like Park Drive, but I definitely feel that we do Park Drive a little too. I'm thinking about cutting down the Park Drive days to work on some other videos as well. So, like, you like, we're still gonna do Park Drive, but instead of doing it all the time and making it like a main feature, is to kind of do other videos as well. So if we don't, you know, like, so we can make some other videos as well. If you know what I mean, like, we can do some like GTA stuff. We can make some like little cool role plays that way. So yeah.
Hello, Ashley.
Hello. So there you go, Boris.
What is streaming?
Minecraft.
What world?
Los Ashleys.
Oh, I can continue my build then.
Yeah, if you want. So anyway, guys, we've nearly got this house done for the Derek and Noreen show. We just need to come up with a kitchen design, because I want a good kitchen design. Now, I want to kind of copy Mrs. Brown's Boys a little bit and have the kitchen table in the middle of the kitchen, like Mrs. Brown does, and all the family sits around the table. But in terms of the other stuff, like the kitchen cupboards and the counters and the sink, that can be, you know, whatever the hell we want it to be. The front room looks good, but I want to add a little bit more to it. I think it's a little plain, just with the sofa, the TV and the fireplace. We've got a lamp in there. I have also added a music player as well. I'm going to definitely use the music player for some stuff. For some stuff in the Derek and Noreen show. I've definitely got some funny stuff to do there with the jukebox. Oh my god. When can we have a bendy? When can we have a bendy and the ink machine studio in? It's really popular, Bendy. Okay.
Why have you gone quiet?
No, I was trying to work out what it was like. What's the bendy and ink machine?
So Ant was building an Asda.
Yeah, he was. He just because you know, it was all part of tricking us. Because I said Asda when he built the A, but yeah. Anyway, guys. So yeah, if you've got any suggestions for the front room, besides what we've got in there, like anything, what you think would look nice in a front room, Now, I was thinking of a table with a telephone on it, but I'm not exactly sure. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not exactly sure what. Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
exactly sure. Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure how we'd make a phone, like like a house phone. That we could make ring, and then I've definitely got something good to do in part. There's something I want to do in the Derek and Noreen show that I did in Park Drive that involved a phone, and it was quite a funny scene for Park Drive. I definitely want to do
Oh, is it
something
the
similar.
racist type thing?
It could be. I'm not giving any hints, but that's definitely one to do as well. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to
Derek
leave.
Love, there's a wog on the phone.
All right, I'm gonna leave the stream here because I've got to go for some food on a plate. Bit of
Are you leaving World up?
yeah, I will do. I'll just take this round. Okay, yeah, I'll be streaming after Boris. I didn't realise we were that close to tea. All right, like, sub, comment, share. See you in the next one.